Canard Canadien with rye whiskey, wild mushrooms, black pepper, and
risotto cakes. So I'm going to start on the risotto cakes. So I need to make the sofrito.
So while you're soliciting your sofrito, I'm just bashing black peppercorns.
So I'm going to use the butter, the horse and the shallots, 2 cloves of garlic. And the temptation as well, sometimes I think when you're making risotto, is to put in too much sofrito, too much veg.
I hate you calling this sofrito. It's just fried onions.
All right. I'm just going to chop up ordinary button mushrooms. In they go. Back on the stove. Now we're going to add the chopped ceps. We're going to add the risotto rice, and this is arborio. The next thing we're going to add is some dry white wine. Okay, so you can see the pan's drying out now, so at this stage, we add a ladle full of stock.
And continue to add the stock slowly until the rice is cooked.
Next thing we're going to do is going to add some butter. So the rice does continue to cook, and you may even need to add a little bit more stock. Ah, look at the texture. We've got this beautiful Ontario duck breast, and I'm just going to prep them up. I'm going to take off the little breast fillet. So you go in at an angle of about 45 degrees in there and try and not nick the flesh.
So I like to cook all the varieties separately and then add them together at the end. A little bit of salt, sometimes a little bit of water. So it's pepper duck, so press that in. If you don't press in it, it's just gonna fall off. When you're cooking duck, dry, hot pan, skin side down, let it cook.
And just form in the risotto cakes in patties. And then we'll just dredge those in a little bit of flour and pan fry them to get a little crust on the outside. And give that a couple of minutes. Don't play about it, just let it sit.
So to flavor up the sauce, we have a lovely duck stock in here. In goes some of the dried wild mushrooms, roast garlic. Put it on the heat, good splash of cream, and cook that out a little bit. So you don't want to cook the skin side too quickly, otherwise the fat doesn't render up and it doesn't crisp up as well. So when it's brown on the other side, back onto the skin side and pop it in the oven.
Lovely. Okay, we're going to cook the bok choy. So a little bit of water in here, add a bit of butter, a little bit of seasoning, some salt, pepper, in they go. And they'll cook down in here in about 2 to 3 minutes.
Duck should be ready. When you're doing a flambe, pan at the edge of the flame, tilt it away from you.
The one.
All right, cowboy. Right-o. Then let the duck rest. In that goes into the pan to finish. And then fresh cracked black pepper in there.
Okay, get the rice cake on here. Canard Canadien.
With rye whiskey, black pepper, and wild mushrooms.
Duck is sensational.
That is.
That is knockout.
It's a real example of how good Canadian food can be.